I am right in the middle of doing a healing for someone. She texted that she has a migraine, and so she is on her way into bed to rest. And I am doing this healing for her. She's in another state than I am. And I thought I would just share a little bit about what I do when I work on someone. Um, so moving some stuff out, upgrading her system. So the first thing I do is I call in Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, Jesus and Mother Mary, Melchizedek, High Order Council, the Divine Great Awakened Archangels. I'm just upgrading some of her light bodies and her systems now. She's getting her halo activated, moving some entities and some beings out. When I'm working on her, I try to go through a certain system, but Spirit is always directing me what to do, how to do it, moving some entities and some beings out, and all the karma and emotional energy, emotional blockages and programs that they've instilled that needs to get moved out as well. We're always replacing what we move out with more light frequencies. Lots of joy coming in. Joy helps heal pain and orange frequency, moving some beings out for her. Control centers, dissolve those, keep upgrading her mind, her body, her heart system. So she's getting an upgrade on her halo. Her atlas was not set properly. So we had to realign and reset her atlas. And then as well as the spinal column, worked on clearing her acupuncture meridians. Right now I'm going to be looking at her proper blood flow. There's something constricting her proper blood flow. And it looks like I'll check and see if her pH is balanced. Her pH is not balanced. So I'm going to run some pH balance through her system, which is emerald green. So she needs running that through her system. And I'm going to run restorative rejuvenation frequency, please, for hair, skin, eyes, and nails. Body, thank you. Keep moving the beans out, realigning and rebalancing some of her chakras. There was some damage done, and her channels were turned out a little bit. So when our channels turn out, we can feel the fear of the collective and the people that are around, that were, around. So we have to turn those channels back inward, clear out the fear that caused the channels to go outward. When your channels go outward, you could say, like, if we're looking at a scale between 0 and 100, if they were up above 50% out, honestly, most of the time you might think you're having a heart attack. Like, that's when somebody is having a major anxiety attack or going to the hospital thinking that they're having a heart attack or there's something really, really wrong. But when your channels are turned out, it is really very challenging, and you're going to feel a lot of physical symptoms in the body, anxiety, potential heart attack. I mean, like, you're going to be like, really, something's definitely wrong. And it's not necessarily really something wrong in the physical body. It's that your channels have turned outward and you're feeling the fear, anxiety of the collective. And there's a lot of stuff going on right now too that's causing fear. So anyway, I'm still working on this woman, other beings, moving out some control centers. There was an opening to her chakra, sixth chakra. So we're moving out some stuff that is affecting her third chakra, and closing the open portal. There's an open vortex. There's still entities and beings. Her pH is balanced. She is hydrated. So I look at all of these things: the physical body, the health, the hormones, the thyroids, all the systems that are happening, emotions, of course, clearing out, I said, the emotions and the entities and beings that are causing the fear. So fear is a frequency as well as a thought, an energy. Anger as well is a frequency and energy. Other beings 100 control centers dissolve. So I'm going to keep working on her. My plan today was to talk a little bit about the modalities that I use. Somebody had asked me about what modalities do I use in my healing work, and I was trained in many different modalities. Unfortunately, some of those modalities were only like looking through a pinhole as to what was really happening and going on. So I learned very quickly that even though I didn't know anything about this work when I started, and I love the teacher and the modalities, it was very limited in its capacity to actually help me heal myself and or other people. So yeah, so then I started to learn about esoteric healing from a teacher by the name of Don Taylor, and he taught me a lot about the aura and the chakras and the soul and improper soul energy exchange and the monad and the hara and all of that, the energetic components to our systems that are actually affecting our health and our vitality physically when our hara and our aura and isn't connected to our nadis and our chakra systems. So I started to be able to open to see things very differently. And as I've gone up in frequency, when we do healing work, we clear your channels so that you can hear with greater clarity, see with greater clarity, know with greater clarity. It's really incredible as your channels begin to open and you can actually hear spirit talk to you and tell you something that's going on, or show you images and pictures and your knowingness, and you can see your I can see my core healing team working on people sometimes. In fact, I just met a woman the other day who was on an airplane and she was having a lot of swelling in her legs and in her feet, inflammation through her body, and she was feeling tired and lethargic. And I'm like, well, you are actually being a clearing station for the people on the airplane. You're still connected to the airplane and you're connected to all those people, and you're not all the people on the airplane, but like 20, I think, I can't remember, it was like 20 something people. So it's really cool. As I was having this conversation with her, I could see my soul just immediately start working and helping her and to do these things. It was amazing. So she started to feel better, and she didn't even understand necessarily why. So that was really cool. So then I learned the esoteric healing from Don Taylor. Don Taylor and I worked very closely together before he transitioned out of his body. He was in his late 80s and just an amazing, beautiful man. He helped me a lot, and I also was sharing with him like a lot of the information that he had in his books that he'd been teaching for many, many years was accurate, but not the whole picture either. So we were able to do a lot more work together and discover a lot more things so that I could help more people heal. And it was really beautiful that he was so open. So then I learned how to do neuro-emotional imprint work, healing work. And with a neuro-emotional imprint, which we all have from childhood, many different emotions, like, we can, I don't know, have something like that causes, I don't know, a trauma, something that makes us feel insecure, makes us feel less than, makes us feel fearful of playing, fearful of making money, or we've all different kinds of things. Wasn't really planning on this talk, so just letting it kind of flow through me. So anyway, then I learned how to clear neuroemotional imprints, and we can have neuroemotional imprints from this lifetime and or other lifetimes. My soul is still working on this, so I'm just going to do a couple of things. Some new light key codes coming in, control centers getting dissolved, other pains 100. So back to the neuroemotional imprints. So with the neuroemotional imprint, you want to heal and clear out the patterns and the pictures that were created in that moment. And it could be from another lifetime as well. So we carry neuroemotional imprints and all kinds of things from many, many, many lifetimes that we've all lived. And when you do healing, you want to make sure you're looking at all of these things, clearing that stuff out, and then replacing it with what you need to be fully empowered and connected to your light and your soul, and have your radiance and your health and your vitality and your finances all flowing, and your joy, of course, and your passion and your purpose. So anyway, so I learned how to do the neuroemotional imprint work. And again, there could be entities and beings as well connected to the NEI, the neuroemotional imprint that we can have from any lifetime. So you want to look at all of that. Anyway, so I started doing the neuroemotional imprint work. And then I wrote a teacher training manual, and I started doing healings and teaching people how to heal the way that I was experiencing it. Oh, adversaries. I started experiencing adversaries, and there are many, many, many different kinds of adversaries. And I was taught that there are only like 3 ways they could be attached to you, affecting you, attached to you, influencing you, or I don't know, something else. But I very soon realized, oh, no, they can be in your body, in your organs, in your containers, in the fields of your relationships, affecting your emotions. Sometimes if you feel anger for like, you all of a sudden just feel anger, and you're like, well, why do I feel angry? Well, it could be an opening happen, and you have a lot of adversaries connected to your emotional bodies or to your mind. If you're thinking negative thoughts a lot, it could be that you have an opening and you have, adversaries affecting your mind, or your emotions, or causing physical pain in the body, or financial lack, or disharmony in your relationships, or in your home, or even affect your electronics. I mean, they can be affecting so many different things. So I learned how to do the adversary work. Again, there was a book that I started reading and looking at, and it helped me open up. But again, that person really, really wasn't able to help me the way that I felt like I needed help. I mean, I had hundreds and hundreds of openings. Things were blowing up in my house, and I mean, like, I felt horrible. It was crazy, but I decided to sit with this energy so I could master myself in and under the influence of something, because I wanted to see what it felt like. Um, I actually use a pendulum when I work, and it's funny because, entities love pendulums, and they will get on your pendulum and they will interfere with your information. And there were times when it would get so just knotted up with energies and entities and beings. And I remember one time I just let it be like that so I could actually tune in and fine tune my skills, um, under such a heavy influence. Was I wanted to master myself even in and or under the influence. So I like to do crazy things and test myself to make sure that I just fine tuning my skills and getting more clarity. Anyway, so I learned how to work through that and also heal and clear a pendulum and or any item in your home, property, and or environment or car. So I'm still working on this woman, and so I'm doing multiple things obviously at the same time here. But when someone asked me about like what healing modalities do I use, so I use all of these things, but I access my information and my soul and my core healing team, as well as, again, Creator God, and then your soul and your core healing team. And we do the work, realigning the physical body, mental bodies, emotional bodies, or field therapy, life bodies, moving everything out, realigning everything, whether it be physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, or your soul. Make sure that there's nothing interfering with your joy. There's nothing interfering with your sleep or your dream space, or your connection to spirit. Sometimes we upgrade your core healing team, your angels and your guides and master guides. We're always upgrading with key codes. So our bodies are made of light and made of, like, if you were to think of the body's made of water, but that water is actually light and key codes and crystals. So we're always activating the crystals, not only in the physical body and in the organs, but in your auric field, etheric field, light bodies, in your Merkaba, throughout all of your energetic systems, which, that is our body. The energetic systems are part of your body, part of your field. So we want to make sure we look at every single thing, including the spaces in between. So I then, since after I started writing this manual and doing teacher trainings, many years then later, I learned how to do healing alchemy. And so I'm still learning how to do healing alchemy. I think it's really important for each of us to have a teacher or somebody who can, help us and help us clear ourselves and help us go up in frequency. It would be crazy to think that you could do that all yourself. I think it's important to have other people to help us. Yeah, really good to go up in frequency. So if you've ever read Dr. Emoto's work, Messages from Water, or haven't read it, I would highly recommend that, because our body's like that. Our organs are like that. Our systems are like that. So we want to move out the low frequencies, but we also want to repair the damage, and upgrade the light frequencies in your body and in your mind and your emotions, so that you can feel happy and healthy and financially worthy of receiving money, making money, having money. And oh, I was just doing a healing for somebody the other day who has some cancer in her blood. It's like a free, weird, I don't know, not free radical cancer, but anyway, it was something kind of different. But anyways, I've been working on her and clearing out the cancer and working on her blood. She had like over hundreds of healing blocks that were blocking her from even receiving the treatments that she's been getting, which actually sound pretty cool. A very cool, really cool blood thing. I don't know exactly. I don't want to talk about that necessarily because I don't know that much about it. But anyway, it was super cool treatment that I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'd like to learn more about that. But in healing alchemy, we can heal anything really anyway. Not that sometimes you don't need something to assist you through the process. But healing alchemy can heal bones and muscles and organs and systems and hormones and thyroids and your joy and, clear out grief and anger and emotions and upgrade your entire being. It's incredible. It's changed my life. Game changer for sure. Anyway, so the healing blocks were blocking her from receiving the healings, and she had hundreds of them. So that's cool too. Sometimes you can do healing for somebody, and before I finish doing the healing for somebody, I always make sure there's nothing interfering and or blocking them from receiving the healing and or part of the healing that's getting held onto. And sometimes that can actually show up a few days later. That's why it's not just one healing. I like to make sure I really watch and pay attention to make sure you're feeling your best. Anyway, so I was able to release those healing blocks for her. And she said, oh my gosh, usually after the treatments that she has, she doesn't feel very good. And she's like, I said, just give me a couple hours. And she's like, I feel amazing. I feel amazing. So super cool. And she actually reached out to me to do healing for one of her houses that she was having some issues with. So I did a huge healing for the house and a healing for her and for her husband. And one of the reasons why the stuff was going on in the house that they just purchased was because of another lifetime that the husband had with the owner of the house. And there was some karma there I needed to clear up and some emotions and stuff like that. Anyway, so it was really a gift that the catalyst for both of their healings were a house that she purchased, and they're having some issues with it. But now am helping her heal her physical body, and she's feeling amazing. So that's super cool. So back to this woman I'm working on, some entities and beings. I'll just keep working on her, but I just wanted to share a little bit about what I do, how I do it, and yeah, anyway, and creating new designs for her, upgrading her systems and her light bodies, realigning her mind, her body, her heart, her spirit with God's love, God's light, God's peace, God's joy, and her soul needs a healing. Anyway, so I'm going to keep working on that, but just wanted to share. So if you're interested and you need or you'd like some healing for yourself and or you were interested in learning, I have a Healing Mastery teacher training program that's opening up very soon. And so if you're interested in that, let me know. Or if you're interested in healing, I would be super honored and delighted to help you. So anyway, all my love. My name is Johnna, and I'm just wishing you so much light and love. Blessings.